Welcome to Website Rehab. This is the first time I'm doing this format. I did something similar a couple weeks ago and it got some attention, so I figured I'd take it a step further. If this resonates, maybe it becomes a weekly thing. So here's how it's going to work. I went on Threads and searched for I need a website, and I didn't scroll for very long. I didn't dig for the worst examples. I picked the first three people who responded to someone asking for a website. The three options I'm going to show you are the first three people I picked. We're going to look at all three briefly, then I'll choose one and I'll rebuild it properly live. Before I begin, a quick legal clarity. This video is for educational and commentary purposes. Every website shown is publicly accessible at the time of recording. I do not copy or reuse original logos, proprietary images, or written content. Any rebuild you see will use original copy, licensed stock or AI generated imagery, and neutral branding. This is structural and technical analysis only. No affiliations is implied. To keep this transparent, I'll verify time using an atomic clock source before I begin the rebuild. I will pause during the build because I'm going to use proprietary systems that we have. So I'm not going to show you all that. But I'll verify the time again when I return. So this isn't about attacking anyone. It's about showing what's out there and what's possible, and creating a little bit of a warning so that you guys can understand how important it is to do due diligence before you hire a web development company. Because more often than not, they're not the greatest. And I don't want to see you waste your hard-earned money. So let's get into it. All right, so the first one I found was Studio Sunset. Now, what we're going to do first is we're going to drop it into our page scanner. And this takes about 2 minutes to run. So while that's doing that, just so it's all unbiased, I'm going to go to Google Page Insights. And I'm going to have it scanned there as well. And then we're going to look at the Google Rich results. And we're going to test that. And while that's scanning, there's a few ironic things here on this one. Because aesthetics mean nothing without performance. High-end websites and brand identities that perform even higher for your business. So they have all of the DIY platforms here that they specialize in. Okay. So let's see how their schema looks. So they're missing all of their schema, which the scan will reveal that shortly. Do they have anything even for organization? No, they don't. They have an unnamed item. So they have one valid item that is empty, doesn't do anything. 49 on desktop and 53 on mobile. That's horrendously bad. My scan is still going because it takes a lot of so my scan actually is this scan plus a whole lot of other things. All right, so my scan is done. 49% overall site score. 35 and 59. They had a 15.31 time to interactive. They've got 12 non-optimized images, 5 accessibility issues. Apparently they did use some WebP, so they have that actually is checked as some. Okay, so 12 of 30 should be converted. So most of them were done correctly, or over half. But they have a lot of errors here. They did a good job with SEO, or fundamentally. So infrastructure is terrible, SEO is good. But this comes into, they probably built this on Squarespace, if I had to guess. I haven't even looked at a view page source yet, but I'm guessing it's Squarespace, right? So with Squarespace, this is actually pretty easy to get correct. This is nearly impossible. All right, so what we're going to do right this minute is I'm going to go to the atomic clock. Actually, I'm in. So it's 2:59:10. It doesn't. Does it show the date? Oh yeah. Okay. So 2:12:26. 6:59 p.m. That's got to be Eastern. So 2:59. It's 3 o'clock where my time. I suspect I'll be back in about half an hour. So we're going to pause the video. I'm going to go do things in our system and rebuild this site from scratch. And then we'll run the scans that we just did again. And I'll show you what it looks like. See you guys in a minute. All right. So here we are. We're back. It's 3:37. I honestly don't remember what time I stopped. I did realize that my atomic clock tracker process idea, I was trying to be as transparent as possible, but I realized that it's almost meaningless because I could have actually built the site beforehand, and there's no way for you to know that. So time kind of, I am illustrating time here just to show how easy it is when you have the right tools, which we don't have. The tools that I use are not tools that are available to anybody else. They're tools that I built. But it's what we build all our Project X packages with and our foundation packages. So here's what it did. And I'll show you what it looks like on load. Nice little on hover animations. The page loads nice. It has proper FAQs. There's an important bit to that. You see there's a lot there. So your schema is super important, your schema markup, and having reviews and your FAQs in your schema markup is important, but you also need them on the page. But you want a lot of FAQs on the page that match the schema, but if you have a whole lot, it can kind of clutter up the page a bit. So that's the page. Again, simple, fast, much different than the same brand and feel. Again, they have a ton of stock images on their existing site. That's what I used as well. I just picked random ones off of a PNG tree, actually. You'll see these images. If I do another one of these, you'll see these images on every site because I'm not going to spend time downloading images for every one. But that's what we have. Now, I've already ran the focus scan. If this URL is on dev5.focusai.us, which I'm going to leave this up for a bit so people can see it if they want to quantify what we're doing. But yeah, 100% site score, 99 on mobile, 100% on desktop, 1.5 time to interactive, all WebPs, no accessibility issues, and all green checks on every check. Now, if we look at again, this is my system, so I could technically fake it, but here's Google's rich results. This is unbiased. This is what Google does. It has all of the frequently asked questions. This is what Google understands. It has business information. It has the review snippets. This is what Google likes. 21 items. It's a properly done schema markup. And then the organic Google page site or PageSpeed insights. So as you see here, that's a huge improvement. I mean, we went from I don't even remember what the first score was, 49 or something. It was something way in the red with a ton of errors, and now it's fixed. And that's what we do. Our foundation project is essentially the infrastructure of our Project X. And Project X is not something we're selling right now. We have a full client base for the year, for 2026, but we are offering foundation, which is basically this. And it's just not the massive page generation that Project X was. So foundation is $1,000 and $100 a month. It's really that simple. And you don't pay until after you see your site. So we build your site for you. You get to see what it scores. You get to run independent tests on it to see that we're not, BSing you. And that's what this whole point is. And I do fully, for full transparency's sake, if I find a website while I'm doing these videos that test well, I'm going to highlight them and show them as somebody who is actually doing it properly. Right now, I have not found that yet. I've only scanned 3 sites. If this gets a little bit of traction and you guys enjoy the video, I'll do another one next week, and perhaps I'll find somebody who does a good job then. But so far, the first 3 that I've scanned did not do well, and I hope this helps you guys make better decisions. And there's also a URL in the description of, actually, let's just pull that up real quick. I'll show you what I would do. What to do before you hire a web designer. Scan their website using my scanner, or you can go to pagespeed.web.dev or search.google.com and then look for rich results and run them independent test, or you can run it on this scan here. This is a bit more comprehensive. This uses those, okay? I have APIs tied to those 2 systems, and my scanner uses those plus a lot of other things that it looks for. So before you hire somebody, run their website through here, see if they know what they're doing. Ask for 3 references, and then talk to those references. If a company can't give you 3 references of people that they've made happy, then there's a reason. I know a lot of people who do a lot of good work, and finding 3 references is not hard. If they give you some "we do NDAs" or whatever bullshit, that's what it is. And then once you get those 3 references, scan their websites, see what they actually build for their clients, and make the phone calls and get it done. It takes a few minutes to do a bit of due diligence and figure out who you're about to give your hard-earned money to. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy it and learn something. Have a good one.